As I mentioned in the last lecture, that in the first part of this series, where in ionic equilibrium, as I was describing about the ionic water product or ionic product of water, so there I missed a part which was to prove that pH plus pOH is equivalent to 14. Today I'm going to do that in this lecture. So without further ado, let's get started. But before doing so, we obviously recall from the first class that Kw is equivalent to 1 times 10 to the power negative 14. We'll be nearing this as we proceed to show the proving. Now, there, in order to prove in mathematics, what do? We tend to take one of the side. There are like two sides of the equation. One is the left hand side, another is the right hand side. So we need to prove from the left hand side that it is equivalent to the right hand side. So we are going to work with the left hand side. So working with the left hand side, we can write pH plus pOH as what? We know pH is negative logarithmic function of what? H plus, concentration of H plus. Similarly, there's the addition sign for this addition. So I'm writing this in bracket, the pH value and pOH value. pOH means negative logarithmic function of OH minus, the concentration of OH minus. That's what it means, isn't it? Now, if we break the brackets, we'll be left with negative log base 10 of H plus minus log base 10 OH minus, yeah. Now, if we take the negative sign common, what do we get? Here we have log base 10 H plus. Also, since the minus sign is taken common from both the front end of the terms, so this also becomes positive, and log base OH minus. Now we know that log base 10 of A plus log base 10 of B is equivalent to what? Log base 10 AB. We can use this concept over here, since there's an addition. There we simply multiply them together, getting H plus and OH minus. So a product of the concentration. Now, what else can we do now? The single term, like after this, we can simply recall the equation of the ionic product of water. Now, Kw was what? Kw was equals to H plus, concentration of H plus times concentration of OH minus, isn't it? So that means this, the inner part, that is actually equivalent to Kw. So we can simply replace this with the Kw inside, and we can write it here negative log base 10 Kw, isn't it? Because that's the same thing from this equation. So we just like simply substituting the term. After substituting the term, we know from here that Kw is 1 into 10 to the power negative 14. So we can just simply further substitute the value for Kw inside the logarithmic function, and we get minus 14. Now, if we do the calculation, we would get, if we use calculator, you would simply get 14. But if you want to do it manually, then you can prove it by this way. Log base 10, 1 times anything is actually that term, isn't it? So writing here 1 into 10 to the power negative 14, or writing 10 to the power negative simply 14, that's the same thing, because we know 1 times anything is equals to that value. So that's the concept here. Now, here if we write 10 to the power negative 14, in log, there is this speciality. If let's say, let me show it in the other page. If let's say I have a value here log 10 cube, that means we can simply bring the value in front, the power value in front. If there is a power, we can bring the power value in front, writing to 3 log base 10 and 10. Now, there's this thing. If the base and the element, they're the same thing, that we can write as 3 into 1. You can do the calculate, you can place the values in the calculator, and you will see that log, if there's this base and the base value is inside the log, we get the whole log as 1. So 1 is here, and we brought the 3 in front, the power in front, that is simply going to act as a multiplication, and that's basically it. Similarly, as I've shown in the last class, that if let's say log 10 base 3 or log 10 base 1000 is equals to 3, if I write this, we can like simply do the cross multiply. Like if we change the side of the logarithm, the base becomes what? The actual term here, and the 3 or this element which is on the other side becomes the power of that element. So 10, like 1000 is equivalent to 10 cube. So that gives us a value of what? 1000. So this is like interchangeably, it can be like interchangeably used. So that's the thing. Now coming back to here, this simply, like this negative 14, we can simply bring it in front, including the sign. So here, this is minus 14, and there is already a negative 14 in front of this log, which give us a value of this. So this minus and this minus of 14 becomes plus. We can write it positive 14 times log 10 base 10, as I have shown. If the base and the element is same, then that becomes 1. So we are left with just 14. So it's proved that actually pH and pOH, the addition of them is equivalent to 14.